One of the things that looks like it's going to happen is that the Americans will be selling F-35 fighter jets to Saudis. Now, that's one of the most advanced jets in the world today, and certainly under another president, it would be very unlikely the Americans would want to share that technology with the Saudis.
The heir to the Saudi throne, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, is at the White House today for talks with Donald Trump. No Saudi Arabian leader has visited the United States since the death of the journalist Jamal Khashoggi, with Joe Biden declaring that he would treat the country as a pariah. Well, Donald Trump was very quick to defend Mohammed bin Salman, saying that the prince had no knowledge on the death of Khashoggi.
As far as this gentleman is concerned, he's done a phenomenal job. You're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't like that gentleman that you're talking about. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen. But he knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that. You don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question like that.
Well, let's speak to Arthur Snell now, former British diplomat in the Middle East. Arthur Snell, quite a reaction there from Donald Trump to questions. Probably many people will feel legitimate questions about the death of Khashoggi. What did you make of it?
Well, I thought it was pretty extraordinary, not least because the CIA, Trump's own intelligence agency, albeit one that he's not particularly fond of, made the judgment that Mohammed bin Salman had ordered the killing of Khashoggi. And I think anyone who studies the evidence would probably arrive at a similar conclusion, because it's clear that this team of assassins that flew out to Istanbul would hardly have done that, without some kind of order from the top in a state such as Saudi Arabia.
And yet here you heard Donald Trump telling a reporter not to embarrass the Saudi crown prince by asking a question about the death of that journalist.
Yeah, and obviously, Trump is not bothered by these sort of human rights issues. Trump wants to do deals, wants to make money. Some of that money will be for the Trump family business, and some of it will, of course, be is sort of more widely for America. And he doesn't want any of this sort of unpleasantness to get in the way.
So let's look at what's been on the agenda. What does Donald Trump want out of this visit? And has he secured, I think I saw something about £1 trillion of investment from the Saudis already. Is that going to be something that might have just been discussed in the White House and we'll never see? Or do you think that these are really proper deals that will be sealed?
Well, I'm sure there will be significant deals, because actually both sides wants to do this. The Saudis want the Americans engaged in the Middle East. There is actually, to some extent, particularly with Trump, there is a slight desire to sort of pull away from international engagement, albeit he likes the Gulf because he sees business opportunity there. And obviously on the American side, that they want to see these investments. Having said all of that, every time Donald Trump and Saudi Arabia interact, ever larger numbers are bandied about for sort of extraordinary levels of investment and opportunity. And I think any sort of serious analyst would probably say these are all wildly exaggerated, but there will be real investments. And notably, one of the things that looks like it's going to happen is that the Americans will be selling F-35 fighter jets to Saudis. Now, that's one of the most advanced jets in the world today, and certainly under another president, it would be very unlikely the Americans would want to share that technology with the Saudis.
And what about Donald Trump's ambition to have Saudi Arabia join the Abraham Accords? Do you see this visit as any way of a step towards that?
Well, I think that's very difficult, because the Saudis have made it clear that they won't be making peace with Israel. I mean, that's the basic point of the Abraham Accords, unless the Israelis, put into place a Palestinian state. And that is basically something that is far from plausible, particularly with the government of Benjamin Netanyahu. So it's interesting, because at a certain point, prior to the October the 7th massacre, the prospect of a Saudi-Israeli peace deal was really quite a real one. But I think now that's looking fairly remote.
Arthur Snell, thank you very much for talking to us.
You said you are planning to sell the F-35 jets to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Is it part of the security agreement? And how you assess the defense partnership between Saudi Arabia and the United States? And the question was...
Well, no, I just said it, though. I mean, we're going to sell them F-35s. That's the end of the question, I guess.
Is it part of the security agreement or no?
No, we're going to have a deal. They're going to purchase F-35s. They're buying them from Lockheed, and it's a great plane. We make, by the way, the best military equipment. You saw that during the Iran little skirmish. We make the best planes, the best missiles. We make the best offensive missiles. We make the best military equipment in the world.
Nice.
And I want to thank you because you've agreed to invest $600 billion into the United States. And because he's my friend, he might make it $1 trillion, but I'm going to have to work on him. But it's 600. We can count on 600 billion, but that number could go up a little bit higher, yes, or I don't know. We'll see. But we appreciate it very much. So Saudi is going to be investing at least $600 billion, and that means investments in plants, in companies, money on Wall Street, and what it really means for everybody that really counts is jobs, a lot of jobs. We have a lot of jobs. So I just want to thank you. We've been really good friends for a long period of time. We've always been on the same side of every issue.
Today it's a very important time in our history because there is also a lot of things that we're working on in the future. We believe in the future of the United States of America. We believe in what you're doing, Mr. President, really creating a lot of good things and good foundation to create more economical growth, more business in America. And it will also your work for the world peace. I believe, Mr. President, today and tomorrow we're going to announce that we are going to increase that $600 billion to almost $1 trillion of investment, real investment and real opportunity by details in many areas. And the agreement that we are signing today in many areas in technology, in AI, in earth materials, magnet, etc., that will create a lot of investment opportunities.
So you are doing that now. You're saying to me now that the 600 billion will be 1 trillion.
Definitely, because what we are signing, it will facilitate that, and
I like
we will
that
build
very
on
much.
Do you expect a formal civil nuclear deal to be reached soon? Can you talk to us about that aspect
With
of
who?
with Saudi Arabia?
I can see that happening.
Do you think that an agreement will happen today?
It's not urgent. You know, it's always when you have civil nuclear, but you have more oil than almost anybody else. We actually have more oil and gas than they do, but I refuse to say that.
And
We have more than we have more than anybody. Can you imagine?
and on the F-35s,
Can you imagine?
and on